as those bullets went through the wall, so from Theater 9 into Theater 8. That resulted in multiple injuries, upwards of 50. They were taken to multiple hospitals across the metro area, Swedish Hospital, Children's Hospital, also University Hospital. And we're joined on the phone now by a doctor there at University. And well, she's actually, we have a live picture here. And this is Dr. Camilla, is it Sasson? Do I have that name correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Tell us how those calls come into a facility like yours. You were prepared, I imagine, for many, many victims. How do you prepare for this?
Well, you know, I must say that it has been a very phenomenal team effort here. We had our surgeons on hand, we had our residents on hand, we had nursing staff that came in. Pretty much the entire emergency department staff was really just ready to go right when we heard the call that something had happened. So we activated pretty much our disaster plan at about 1 o'clock this morning.
And how many victims have you seen there? What types of injuries are you treating?
So we've seen 20 patients total so far, and the injuries range from mild to severe. We do know that there are 9 critical patients at this time.
Wow, 9 critical. And most of those gunshot wounds?
Everyone has had gunshot wounds, shrapnel injuries, quite a wide variety is what we've been seeing.
And this is both adults and children you're seeing?
Yep, our youngest patient so far is 3 months old, and they range all the way up to about 45 years of age.
And have any been treated or released, or all still there?
You know, we're not at liberty at this point to give that information out,
Okay.
but if folks are interested in finding out about potentially patients that may have come to the University Hospital, we do have a hotline number that's been set up for families.
Okay.
So they can actually call us at 720-848-2626 to get information if they do have a loved one that may have been involved in that shooting.
It's 720-848-2626 for University Hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very good.
Yep.
Suffice it to say, then you're prepared to take, you prepare yourself to take dozens upon dozens of victims if you need to. In this case, you took 20.
We did, and you know, once again, what I can say is that the University Hospital has done an amazing job with having a disaster plan in place just for these types of incidents. And so the outpouring of support from our staff, from pretty much everyone, from all the way down to from the custodial staff all the way up through the physicians, has been absolutely phenomenal. We already had a full ER even before the shooting happened, and we were able to accommodate every single person that came in and treat them to the best of our ability.
And this is something we really don't see very often, thank goodness. But you do have day-to-day people who come in who might be injured or need medical treatment, and you're prepared for those people as well, right?
Absolutely. And, you know, we still had patients that were coming in through our doors even when the gunshot victims were coming in as well, and we were able to handle all of those folks only because of, again, the amazing staff and physicians that we have here at the University Hospital. It was a crazy scene, to say the least, but once again, I think we've been able to persevere, and we all feel very, very badly for all of the families and all of the victims, and so hopefully something like this is something that we won't have to deal with again.
Yeah, and I'm curious, in the haste, of course, to get people to you, to get medical attention, were they all coming in ambulances, or did you find them arriving in police cars, or how did they get there?
You know, we actually had a wide variety of ways that folks came in. So some came in by private car, just drove themselves to the hospital. And then we actually had quite a few folks that came in via police car, via ambulance. And what we did was actually set up essentially a mass casualty scene. So we were able to triage patients as soon as they came into the emergency department and categorize them into both mild, you know, moderate and severe injury, and then take care of them as best as we could, and in the order of the severity of their injuries.
And finally, Dr. Sasson, before we let you go, now that you have gathered your wits about you, that initial rush of people coming in, where do you go from here?
You know, I think the big thing that we can do is make sure that anyone, obviously, who needs medical attention can seek that right away. And, you know, even though we've been busy all night, if anyone needs medical attention, they can obviously come to the University Hospital, and we will absolutely care for them. I think for the families and friends of the victims, again, that hotline number is really important, 720-848-2626, to get more information. Obviously, we won't be able to give out a ton of information over the phone, but if you do want to find out if a loved one is at one of our hospitals, you'll be able to do that.
Very good.
And then, you know, I think at this point, what we're trying to do is just make sure we can take care of everybody who walks in our doors.
Absolutely. Well, Dr. Camilla Sasson from University Hospital, thank you. We appreciate you taking a few moments. I suppose the positive in this is that Hospitals like University have a disaster plan. They are prepared when these things happen, unfortunately. And at least in this case, they did receive some people that could be helped. You'll recall, say, in the Oklahoma City bombing, hospitals were on standby hoping to receive dozens and dozens of patients. They didn't come. They didn't make it. So in this case, hospitals are helping people survive and get through this.
And we know at least a handful of hospitals now have patients they're treating from the shooting.